now. I am live on YouTube and I say forward. Forward if you got an email that made you feel insecure. Forward if someone said something that made you question your confidence. Forward if you have a sad thought. Every day the mindset is forward. You don't get stuck on an insecurity. You don't get stuck on something or someone that can hurt your self-confidence or hurt your inner peace. Forward. Forward. Never forget it. We're going live. Every day I go live on YouTube. It's a magical time. I encourage myself above all else. And I'm very thankful for all the viewers that join the live stream, because that's also what makes it magical. Anyone can join the live chat. And what I really like is they add their comment to the live session. I read it and we have a conversation. If you want to join that, and if you're not subscribed, you hit the red subscribe button, then there's a bell symbol. You hit that and then you hit all. Every time I go live, then your phone comes up when I go live. And during the course of a live stream, how I set it up is I pick a structured topic that I want to share. Something that's affected my life, something that's on my heart, something that I'm going through or been through. And that structures, that guides the conversation. But at the end of the day, whatever someone else wants to put in the live comments, I'll read that. The conversation can go anywhere. I'll talk about anything: sex, politics, religion, living a simple life, money, everything that affects us. Because we're all one, out of many one. Never forget it. And you have to stay around positive people. You have to stay around people who build up your confidence, not people who tear down your confidence. Sometimes messing with the wrong person, just the way they look at you, just the tone they use when they reply to you can hurt your confidence. Get away from those people. Life's too short. Average life expectancy, 80 years old. How old are you? You want to spend the rest of your years dealing with people that tear down your confidence? You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Not good. Forward. I see a lot of people join the live chat. Yes, I love it. I love it. Leo's on the live chat. Hello, Leo. And I like Leo's got the YouTube profile picture. Merce Scott, good to see you. Very good to see you. Hey, Sam, what's going on, brother? How are you, Merce? Oh, Capstar. Capstar was in here last night. Hey, Capstar. She says hello. Hello to you. Jason H. Can't stay long heading into work. Jason, you're noted, you're appreciated, and you're respected. Just you checking in to write that comment means a lot to me and encourages me. I say the same to you, brother. Have a great day at work. Don't let anyone at your job hurt your confidence. If you get a negative email, if you get a negative comment by anyone, act respectful, do the right thing, be a professional, because that's what you're paid for at work. You're not paid to go tit for tat. Your job pays you to deal with problems. And when problems come up, sometimes they're fair and sometimes they're unfair. You address them, but you address them as a professional. Don't act immature at your job. You want to succeed in life. Be a professional. That's what you're paid for. Jason H. Love and respect. Go forward, brother. Jamelia! Hey, Jamelia with the purple profile picture. Hey, love and peace to you. My guy, Chris. I love my guy, Chris. Thank God Chris came in here. Why? Chris has been very positive. Great comments on my videos, and I appreciate Chris. Always recognize him. A locksmith. Family locksmith. And I got a lot of love and respect for you, Chris. Must watch TV. Thank you, brother. Love and respect. Leo, it's nice to see a YouTuber who interacts with his viewers. I'm thankful. The interaction with you guys has been a blessing to me. It's a two-way street, okay? And as someone with no family, no kids, this fulfills a level of a connection and a positive connection, not one based on money, not one based on manipulation. This, for me, has been part of me fulfilling my destiny. I have something inside me that wants to share. How do I know that's true? Because even in the days of MySpace, when social media was first starting, I always used my social platform to share my spirit. I didn't just wait until social platforms said, oh, you can monetize this, or oh, if you get a certain amount of followers on Instagram, you can be this. I never did that. I've always been someone who has a desire to share. And I've always worked. And I tell people to work. Now, if you can position yourself to do something else, and sustain your income, do that, but be a professional. Be a professional and don't manipulate people. Don't manipulate people for money and don't manipulate people for emotion. You will go further in life. Even if you don't get the fancy title, even if you don't get the fancy house, you'll have your soul. And you will live an inspired, rich life. And people who sell their soul for a $5 donation will live a terrible life, very uninspired. And they'll never fulfill their destiny because they're playing games with their gift. You don't play games with your gift. Powerful. Leo, more down to earth because you don't have millions of followers. That's what, well, let me tell you something. Thank you, Leo. Love and respect you. I don't care if I do get 1 million or if I don't get 1 million. I will be the same. I said that when I had like 10 subscribers. People would say, oh, you're up to like 50 subscribers. And I said, you know what I'll focus on? I'll focus on being myself. Whether I have 5 million or 5 subscribers, whether 5 people join the chat room or no one, I will be myself. I will ask God for the grace to do so because I'm still human. I still feel insecure. I still check thumbs up and thumbs down. I appreciate the thumbs up. And overall, 90% of the people that have joined my channel, whether it's through the leading comments, they have been positive. So I acknowledge the 90%. I have to be very conscious, and it's took me a while to mature, that you don't let the 10% bad, because there will be 10% of people that just come in on some reckless, disrespectful stuff. You don't let them ruin it for the 90% good, and you don't let them steal your joy. And that's a rule of life, if you have a YouTube channel or you don't. Throughout the course of your life, it doesn't matter who they are, what their background is. 90% of people are decent and can add something positive to your life. 10% are bad. You never define humanity by the 10% bad. You remember the 90% good and you define your own life and you judge everyone by the content of their character. Nothing else. Nothing else matters. Content of character, only thing that matters. Daily Dose of Nirvana. Remember Nirvana had that song? Or Nirvana, I was just thinking about the group. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, it's Saturday and I can catch you live. I appreciate you catching me live. Do I appreciate the live comments? Hell yeah. Because you don't want to hear me just talk about the structured topic, even though we're going to get into that. It's a blessing for all of us to share some funny stuff, some serious stuff, but we go forward. That's the overall message. Love and respect the Daily Dose of Nirvana. AJ, that's my guy. I thought about AJ when I was walking around the hardware store. Why? I said, that brother may be in Planet Fitness pumping iron, getting ready to listen to me in his earbuds. Do I appreciate that? Hell yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate anybody taking time out of their day to not only listen, but to add a comment. Sometimes AJ's pumping iron in the gym, getting crazy built, and he says, Sam, I may not say a lot of comments, but I just want to let you know that I'm into Planet Fitness. I appreciate that. Love and respect. Rather than people just taking screenshots of me and looking in the background. Thank you. Jesus Taurus in the building. What's up, Jesus? What's up, brother? How are you, my friend? Just rolling the window down. How are you, Jesus? Love and respect to you, brother. Good to see you, Jesus. Rashad, that's my guy. Rashad been here for a couple nights. What's up? That's what I'm talking about. Get your energy levels up. In a controlled fashion. Self-control is key. You can't just be a wild person with no self-control. But you have to have good energy. You have to summon up the energy every day to make things happen in your life. Because as you mature, you realize that your parents, your lover, your boss, no one can get the things done for you in your dreams like you. You have to get your energy up to handle your business of your life. Never forget it. Jason H, peace emoji. Yes, I love the peace emoji. Linda, my fellow Floridian. Shall I be a Floridian soon? I shall. And I shall have a special bond with Linda. Hey to all, Linda. Keep going forward on that van build. That's my guy, Josh. Josh in the building. What's good, Sam? Hey, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for pushing forward. I'm thankful for the grace of a sound mind. I'm thankful God did not give me a spirit of fear, but of power, love. Oh, yeah. I take mental health very seriously. I take my encouragement very seriously. And I'm thankful for that. Are you at a truck stop tonight? Basically. But not at a huge one, but a little one. And if the live feed goes out, I'll try tapping some Wi-Fi. AJ, Sam, I don't know which one is coming first. Tootsie Roll or Nuclear War? Well, let's see if Oscar joins. You know Oscar going to talk about some nuclear war, and we love Oscar. What do you think? Well, hey, I think you're better off waiting for nuclear war than eating that Tootsie Roll, because Tootsie Roll is nothing but pure sugar. Did I love them when I was a kid? Yes. But did it cause me to be overweight? Yes. Does my mom love Tootsie Rolls? Yes. But that's also why she has diabetes. Don't eat Tootsie Rolls. Don't eat Tootsie Rolls. No good. All right? Not good. Not good. Let me just see here. Jamila, I truly feel that you are inspirational. Thank you. I appreciate that. And filled with wisdom, only by the grace of God. And always fact check me. Always double check me. Can sometimes I say the wrong thing? Yes. The greatest leader will say, don't follow me blindly. The greatest leader will say, critically think for yourself. I may say 90% things that inspire you and that you agree with, but never go the extra 10% if you don't agree with me, the extra 10%. And always double check me. I want you to think for yourself. I don't want to build a chat room of followers. I want to build a chat room of leaders so that you can go out there and you can build your own life. Praise the Lord. Thank you, though. How do you deal with people who won't leave you alone without hurting their feelings? I'm speaking about an ex. Cut them out completely. Don't just block their phone number. Change your phone number and don't tell anyone. You are responsible if they're ever able to get contact with you. No one else. If you do not change your phone number and do not give it to them, then it's only on you. You know exactly what you have to do, but you don't want to do it. I know why, because I've been there. It's very painful. Very painful, and I have compassion for you. You have to change your number and not give it to them and not give it to anyone that knows them. If you're not willing to do that, it's your fault, period. Don't put it on anything else. If you block the number, it doesn't matter. Because blocking a number, everyone knows there'll be a night where you unblock it. Everyone knows after 2-3 weeks, you'll check in on them just to check in. You have to totally feel the pain. You have to ask for God's grace, and you have to go forward. You can never fulfill your destiny with unhealthy relationships. Never. I've tried it. You can't. I felt the pain of that. Have I been through that? Hell yeah, I've been through that. That's what I'm telling you from experience. You can never fulfill your destiny with an unhealthy relationship, and they are your ex for a reason, and you know that. I love you. Grace be with you, and forward. Josh, Josh, good one, haha. Josh at AJ Cotton. Sweet as gold, let me tootsie roll. Remember that song? I remember that. I wasn't really a big dancer. I would play the corner with a drink, Hennessy and Coca-Cola on ice and a Newport, and I would play the background because I wasn't a big dancer. This wasn't my thing. I'm sorry, it wasn't. But I still look smooth. Sarah, the beautiful Sarah. Hey, Sam, smiley face symbol because she didn't give me an emoji. I'm curious. And then she creates some more thing. Without getting too personal, that's okay. If you've this year of living this way, or are you just spending your money on other things? No, I am saving money. You do have to be careful that there's a scripture that says hoarding money harms the saver because it's put into risky investments. So that being said, I do some day trading. I'm very honest with you guys with that. I have to be very careful that I take limited risk because a problem that you can come up with when you hoard cash is that it will harm you because you will do it. You either spend it on risky investments or you will buy unnecessary things. It's going to take a couple months to balance all that out. But on net, I've definitely saved money. And I save, well, to be honest with you, I mean, again, I make above 6 figures. I mean, I make 6 figures up. So I was saving money even when I had the house. So the house, even though it was taking a portion, of my income, I was still saving money, and it wasn't a hardship for me. So I make great money. I'm blessed. That being said, I'm saving. But bottom line is, it costs me $2,500 a month to have my house. So I'm saving that. A month more. So that being said, last month, I spent $800 in car maintenance. So you spend money in other ways. I spend more money on gas and more money on traveling, but it's still a net save. And it's still, for me, it wasn't just about the money, right? It's a net watching my videos and who do watch my videos. For me, it's a lifestyle change that I wanted. I have the capacity to have a house and still save money. But I like being mobile. Like even now, I've been around this area for the past, 5 days because I've had to do work obligations. I'm ready to get the hell out of here. And tomorrow I will. Won't be going all the way to Florida, probably not till next week, but I can't, there's something inside me. I can't stay in the same spot too long. I get restless. And then just having a piece of property there just like ties me down more. So you will struggle with that. Like any time in life when you don't have any bills, you'll struggle with not spending your money reckless. But, I still think it's a net win. You're going to spend more money in gas and more money on food because you're not going to be stockpiling in your cabinets and in your refrigerator. If you're getting into living in a car solely for saving your money, then have a plan and then execute that, right? So if you say, well, I can save an extra $1,000 a month by, say if your rent is $1,500, then I would say you're going to save $1,000 more a month. Because let's just say you end up blowing another $500 a month because now you feel a little more carefree. Nothing wrong with that. You work for your money. Spend however much you want. But what I would say is, so if your rent was $1,500 a month, plan on saving $1,000 a month. So if you save $1,000 a month for a year, that's $12,000. What's your goal? Do you have one? If you don't have one, then just save. There's nothing wrong. Like, like I said, when I sold my house, it was about I wasn't ready to buy another. I was going to buy a smaller condo on the beach, couldn't find one. And then I also came to the realization that it's very painful to buy and sell property. And I didn't want to get back into another full commitment of buying a property. It was very painful to sell a property. So I said, well, again, let me try living in a car. Let me just save my money. And, at another time, I have more flexibility to buy. Because now, once you're tied down to nothing, I mean, I can move to any state. I can buy a tiny house. I can go back to a big luxury condo again. I can do whatever I want. As long as I work. That's why I always preach too. Keep working. If you want. Now, if you want to live on the road and you want to be like a campground host, do what you want. It's your life. I can only share my life. I still work in a corporate world. I've worked for a corporation. I've worked, since I've been 17, never stopped working. I enjoy making money. I also, though, enjoy a balance of quality of life. So I balance it for me. Everyone's different. So what I would say is just be mindful of your goals. I mean, which my vision still is to maybe one day have a home base in Florida. That is my vision. Now, what I haven't figured out with clarity, whether I'll buy an RV lot or whether I'll just buy a raw piece of land, or for the next 5 years, I'll still just continue to be totally in my car. To be honest with you, right now, I don't want to buy a piece of property. The only thing that's kind of drawing me to do that is because my mom's getting elderly and I'm thinking about her. But you have to be very careful to not make decisions based on someone else, because that's how you live a life of resentment. So I'm trying to be mindful of that. But that's my life. I will say that it's still a net win for me. I mean, the lifestyle is what I really enjoy. I enjoy simplicity. I enjoy, at the end of the day, I have no mental burdens. I don't want to worry about house repairs. I don't want to be a renter. I don't want to be an owner. I don't want to worry about a hot water heater. I don't want to worry about cleaning dishes. I don't want to worry about cleaning a toilet bowl. I like going to Planet Fitness and let people who work at Planet Fitness clean the showers. I like that. Some people don't like that. Some people, showering at Planet Fitness to them is a negative. To me, it's a huge positive. I never have to clean the shower. I love that. So it's individual person. Be you. So I know you didn't ask for this in-depth thing, but this is all my thoughts. This is my exact spirit. I've been living in my car full-time for 1 year and 2 months. And in the beginning, it's rocky. After 6 to 8 months, you're going to know if this lifestyle is for you long-term or if you're going to go back into a conforming lifestyle. There's nothing wrong if you go back into a conforming lifestyle. We had a viewer in here, American Writer, who he lived in his van for 9 months and then he went back to an apartment. I watched some girl on YouTube who she lived out of her pickup. She gets me upset. I can only watch her little bits at a time. But she was living for about 1 year, she lived and she traveled in her travel trailer. And then recently she decided to get back into an apartment because, she has a desire to have a relationship and to be in a family. And there's nothing wrong with that. So again, I think if you have a desire to have a relationship and definitely to have a family, then you're eventually going to go back into a conforming house. Because to live full-time in your car, even an RV, unless you're a retiree, an empty nester, that's not for a middle-aged person with a family. Because you need a school system, you need structure, there's a lot of different things you need. The more people you have living with you, I mean, the less you can move because you have to get a bunch of people in agreement. I'm single. I don't want family. I don't want kids. And so, that's kind of all my thought process behind it. Right now, I have no plans of even remotely considering ever having a house again, period. The only thing I would ever consider is a piece of land, that maybe, I put like an RV on or maybe like a tiny, tiny house. I mean, but even that I'm very leery about. So that's just me at this point in my life, but I love the lifestyle I'm living. I love the simplicity, and that's what's been a blessing to me. I'm going to see, Leo, how many tattoos do you have? Just curious. I haven't counted, but I would say definitely over 20. I mean, both arms are all tatted up. My chest is pretty much tatted up. My whole back, at least one half of my back is all tatted up. So I wouldn't count individual because some of it's artwork, some of it's individual. But I would say my upper torso, just about, my entire upper torso, probably, just part of my back and my stomach is not tatted up. So, over 20 definitely, but I don't count them individual because some things just take a couple sittings because they're one collective piece of artwork. So, but that's that. That being said, let me get into the structured topic and then we'll do more live feed check. So what I want to talk about tonight is the fear of losing things. You can't live your life based on the fear of losing things. The first is relationships. I have been in a relationship where I have feared losing someone, and so I smothered them. When you smother someone, you make the relationship totally unhealthy and you totally split two people apart. No one wants to be smothered. Now, I've also been on the opposite end of that. I've been on both ends. I've smothered girls, and I say that first to share my own faults, and girls have smothered me. And so what I'm telling you, I'm being on both sides of it. When you smother something, you lose it. And it's a paradox because you fear losing it, so you smother it. And then the more you smother it, the more you lose it. Don't hold on to anything too tight in this world. The minute you hold on too tight is the minute you suffer, and it steals the precious moments you have of magic. Everything in this world is fading. The book of Ecclesiastes says that. But that should not be in a sad, morbid mindset. That should be in a mindset of, okay, this world is temporary. Let me live with urgency. Let me embrace the moment. That's what that means. And then let me let go constantly. Throughout the course of my day, like I said, when I get a negative thought, when I get a sad thought, when I talk to my mother, and, she sounds like, maybe she's close to death. You know what I do? I live in the moment and I let those thoughts go immediately because I have to keep my mind healthy. And I'm a lot more mature. When in my immature days, again, I would do irrational things to try to keep things longer. Learn to let go. Don't smother. Smothering is the horrible thing, man. Horrible. Totally destroys joy, period. It destroys your joy, and it destroys everyone's joy around you. A smothering spirit suffocates joy. Never forget it. The next thing is money. I mean, it's also a paradox. Like, Sarah makes that comment. I think it's a great comment. I think, if you downsize your life, you're going to fear that if you don't save money, then here you totally uprooted your life and you have nothing to show for it. I faced that fear. But what made me bite the bullet is, again, at some point you have to take a chance in life. You can't live the same life for 80 years in a row and call it living. You can't live the same life 80 years in a row or the same. When you downsize, you can't live in fear of, all right, now I have all this extra money, I'm going to spend it. Sometimes people hold on to properties because they're fearful. If they sell the property, they're going to take all that extra money and spend it. And like I said, you should be conscious of it. There is a scripture that says hoarding cash harms the saver. All is put into risky investments and all is lost. But I don't agree with that 100%. I agree that you should put a certain amount in savings that at least for a year. Your first goal, if you don't have it, and I didn't have it at all times in my life, your first financial goal should be in a savings account. You have enough to survive your lifestyle for a year without employment. That should be your first goal. And then after you have secured that, then you go on to other goals. Then you go on to, if you want to try to invest, if you want to try to open up your own business, if you want to try to just spend money on travel, do all those things. But your first financial goal is to have a savings account, not an investment account, a savings account with enough money to survive for at least 12 months. What do you need to survive for at least 12 months? I mean, if you live bare minimum, you have to pay for health insurance. That's going to be like $400 or $500 a month if you pay for it on your own. So that right there is going to be at least $5,000 a year, at least. And that's maybe subsidized. I think the average person should have at least $15,000 in a savings account. You can debate it somewhere between, I think $10,000 minimum. $10,000 to a $20,000 savings account. Is that easy? Hell no. You know how many years was buried in debt and I couldn't even get $1,000 in a savings account? You have to, but that's the goal. Then after that, then you can put other things in other places, but that should be the goal. And then that will alleviate fear because you have a structure and you have action that you want to take. A lot of times fear comes from a lack of knowledge. Fear comes from you're doing things without a focus. Fear comes from energy that's spent on worrying rather spent on planning and action. Every day I think you go for a walk, I think you alleviate fear. Because I think as you go for a walk, you have a disciplined mind. You can think about what you need to do, and then you can structure yourself a little bit better. The final thing you have to be very careful about is the fear of losing yourself. The fear of losing yourself. There's a fear of losing relationships, there's a fear of losing money, and then there's a fear of losing yourself. And you lose yourself when you allow the insecurities that you have to run your mind. Insecurities of one breast is bigger than the other. Insecurities of your penis isn't big enough. Insecurities of my boss doesn't like me. Insecurities of this person thinks I'm a political nut job. Insecurities of people will think I'm homeless. Insecurities of someone doesn't like me. Self-doubt kills creativity. Insecurities cause huge mental harm, and the biggest harm it causes is it causes you to lose yourself. You can never be you. You can never be yourself without confidence. Doesn't mean you have to be humble. You have to be humble. Arrogant pride is the beginning of the end. But there is a way to have a level of humility, a foundation of humility, and be yourself. You have to be yourself to fulfill your destiny. You have to be yourself. To be yourself, you have to be confident. You will lose yourself in insecurities. If you have insecurities, you will never cut off your ex. Never. You will go back and forth for years, listening to The Weeknd, drinking cocktails, smoking cigarettes, and you'll go in a circle. You'll go in a circle. You have to go forward. Insecurities will take you in a circle. Self-confidence will take you forward. You decide. What do you want to do? That's the mindset. That's the mindset of everything that you fear to lose is you have to decide. Fear is a dangerous thing. Whether it's fear of losing a relationship, fear of losing money, or fear of losing yourself. And that's what it is. Many times people get caught in a relationship, they get caught in a circumstance, and they can't. She was breaking up with someone, and she wasn't ready to fully cut it off. This guy was cheating on her. And he was cheating on her too because she wasn't giving him enough attention. She wanted a relationship, but she also wanted to be fully independent. You can't have it. You can't be in a relationship and be fully independent. It's not possible. You know, maybe you can find the right one with the right balance, but there's a price to pay for a relationship. There is. Now, so the guy had cheated on her because he felt he wasn't getting enough attention from her. After he cheated on her, he wanted her back. But she lost herself. She began to almost stalk him. And she called me one day. She said, Sam, the way I was answering him, I felt like I wasn't even myself. The words I was saying, the things I was doing, I wasn't even myself. And I know exactly what she means because I've been there. She feared losing him. And she lost herself. Never lose yourself. God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. You need a foundation. You need a foundation in your life. Everything else that you try to build your life on, if you don't have a solid spiritual foundation, mind, body, soul, you build your house on sand. And eventually the house falls. You need to build your life on a serious foundation. I don't recommend living in a car if you don't even have your life act together. I always say that too. People don't want to hear that part. People just want to hear, oh, how do you build out your van? Oh, it's horrible. Changing your living circumstance does not change who you are. Your life has to be built on a solid foundation. Do you think you're not going to get pushed back at work? No matter how good of a worker you are, no matter how courteous and professional, how do you deal with that? You have to have a solid foundation. You think you're not going to get pushed back in life? Of course you are. How do you deal with that? You have to have a solid foundation. You have to keep positive people around you. You have to have a healthy mindset. And you have to get rid of the spirit of fear. Fear is caused by insecurities. Fear is caused by smothering. Fear is caused by self-doubt. God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Very important. That's what I want to share with you tonight. All right, get back to some live comments if there's any. Let's see what's going on. Oh, I can't get them. What happened? I'm not sure why I can't get the live comments. I don't know what happened. Show live comments. Let me see if I do this. I don't know why it's not coming up. I'm not sure, but I can't see the live chats. I don't know what happened there. That's all right. I'm going to be thankful. That's the heart of what I wanted to share. I'm sorry that I can't see the live chats. I don't know why I can't see them. Try one more thing here. I'll try one more thing. Bear with me. I got a laptop here. I'll try to pull it up. Because I love the live chats. But if not, we go forward. Let's see if I can do it from my laptop and get them in. That'd be interesting. See if I see myself going live. Look at myself looking at myself. I'm looking at myself on the laptop. This is crazy. Look at myself looking at myself. I'm looking at myself on the laptop. This is crazy. Let me see if I can do it. All right, I can read it like that. I have to read it off my laptop. My phone must have rebooted it. So let's see here. JC gave me love. AJ. Sam, I don't know. I talked about that one. Jamila. I read that one. AJ. Good one. Haha. Josh. Read that one. Sarah just read that one. AJ. Did you get that beautiful Starbucks today? Yes, I got Starbucks. How many? Coffee. You should have no more than 4 cups of coffee per day. That's the average recommended caffeine intake. How many did I have? I had 4 cups of small Pike coffee with cold soy milk on the side. That's how I do it at Starbucks. Merce Scott, you'd be spending money on your car anyway, so don't think of that offset each other somehow. No, I mean, look, you're going to spend more money, a little bit more money on your car and travel because now that's your hugest resource. That's what you live out of. That's what you travel out of. So. But net, it's still a win of save money. Net, it's still a win of a lifestyle. Net, it's still a win of less mental anxieties. The more stuff you have, the more anxieties you have. The more things you have, the more things that can own you. You don't own them. For me, again, so for me, it's a huge win. But again, I've seen a lot of people that get into this lifestyle that go back because it doesn't work for them. But the only way to figure it out is to try. I mean, again, if you want to live the same life, if you want to live the same year, 75 years in a row and call it a life, that's you. I don't necessarily want to uproot my life every year, but I am now at a place in my life at 37 years old. I know myself. Knowing yourself is the key to all decisions. I know this lifestyle works for me. Will it work for you? I can't answer that. Only you can answer that. Your mother can't answer that. Your lover can't answer you. And sometimes in life you have to try things and see, well, does this work for me or does it not? And do things change over time? Everything changes over time. So you have to give your mind the flexibility to say in 3 months or 3 years, if you want to change your mind and go back to an apartment, go back to a house, or buy a piece of land, you can do whatever you want. It's your life. As long as what you're doing is not hurting anyone, you can change and grow. There's that quote on Instagram that you can change and evolve and transform as many times as it takes for you to be free and happy. Never forget it. Chris, I checked out some of the Ultimate Warriors videos, and there are a lot of positive ones. The Everything Matters video is a classic. Ultimate Warrior and Sam, 2 positive brothers. Yes, the Ultimate Warrior was a wrestler in the WWF. And later on in life, before he died, he became a motivational speaker. He was one of the first people that really inspired me on YouTube. Partly around health and getting your physical body together because he was real into working out, but also with a mindset of it does matter. Every time you try to do something in life or you question, should you speak up? Should you do this? You say to yourself, it doesn't matter. I ain't going to get involved. Certainly, I'm saying pick your battles in life, but certainly it does matter. If you have a mindset of it does matter, every decision you make in life will be different. If you have a mindset of it does matter rather than, it doesn't matter, your life will be different. Again, pick your battles, but have a mindset of it does matter, because believe me, it does. Thank you, Chris. I got love for you, brother. Leo. And you have to adapt. You have to have a mind of adaptation. Some things don't always work out, right? Usually I'm used to checking live comments on my phone. So if it didn't work out, you have to say, okay, you don't get all upset. You end the live feed. Or if you have another resource, you do that. Again, I think one of the best principles, overall, general principles I can share with you. Because again, everyone's life is individual. I'm trying to share general principles. You should take a little bit of my lessons, a little bit of others, put your own twist on it and be yourself. But one of the core principles that I've learned in life that has really helped me is have a mind of adapting. Have a mind that's willing to change. If you do that, life will be easier. Life will be better. Life will be more fulfilling. A rigid, stubborn mind suffers. The flexible mind is able to deal with the life that has variables. For every night for the past 7 months, I've been checking, comments on my phone. Sometimes you have to change it up. A small example, but an example nonetheless, that a mind of adaptation will help you thrive in life. A rigid mind, you're going to suffer your whole way through. You're going to make life harder than it needs to be. Leo, I answered that one. Linda, both of my girls have many tattoos. Yes. Now, it's all personal preference. Now, tattoos is a way of self-expression. It's a form of art, especially in today's society. It's evolved. Tattoos have evolved over time. And I love tattoos. Now, truth be told, for some reason, I love being all tatted up, but I prefer women that don't have tattoos. But that's just my preference. But that being said, I don't want to be in a relationship. So I don't care if the girl got 1,000,000 tattoos or she got none. Either way, all I'm going to do is look as eye candy. And I'm going to live my life. But I know a guy, I ain't going to say his name because I ain't going to get him in trouble. The guy loves girls with tattoos. Like, he goes all crazy. And I even think like, this girl's out of shape. She don't look that good. But he says, he's all excited about her. So, do what you want. And, whoever you are, just be you. I mean, be healthy, but be you. One guy grew up, he loved overweight chicks. And this guy was small, short, and very skinny. He loved overweight chicks. Again, be healthy. But, if you're a little bit overweight, that's your body frame. I mean, it is what it is. There's guys out there that like that, and vice versa. And for the guys out there, I know a lot of guys struggle with, I'm not tall enough. Look, do girls want tall guys? Yes, they do. I'm not going to lie to you. But they also want guys with hair. Do I have hair? No. All I can tell you is, you don't want to be with them anyway. Look, be yourself. Period. Be yourself. If you're like buying like posture things to make you look taller, I mean, come on. I know girls like makeup, and I understand that because, girls do what you want to make yourself look pretty. There's nothing wrong with that. But all I'm saying is be yourself. You're going to tap dance, you're going to put on all this makeup, you're going to put on the fake eyelashes, you're going to do all this, you're going to, wear the push-up bras. At the end of the day, if you build a relationship on tap dancing, that relationship will end like a house that's built on sand. Be yourself. Dress up, look nice, but just embrace who you are. You look better when you embrace your insecurities. You look better when you let go of your insecurities. When you're confident, the right people will be in your life. When you're insecure, you will attract the wrong people. I've been down that road. I failed. Believe me, I failed. I'm speaking from experience. When you let your insecurities lead your life, you attract the wrong people and you end up in unhealthy relationships because you're not going down the right path. You're going down a mindset of insecurities. When you let go of your insecurities, when you embrace who you are, you always try to become better, the right people are attracted to you. And those are the people that you don't have to tap dance for. Those are the people that, you don't have to always walk around with a tight ass bra on that you don't feel comfortable. You don't always have to, whatever it is for you. But this is what I want to share with you. D2 2006, what's going on? Hey, Sam. Rainy day here in Southern California. Tony said it never rains in sunny California. But why is it raining there? I don't know. A lot of people have been telling me it's been raining in Southern California. I am relaxing and streaming on my phone. Good topic, yes. Good topic. I hope you're still in here, brother, or female, I'm sorry. DT 2006, love and respect. Rose, I hope I said Ruse Sage. California, 714, yes. What area code shall I get next? I think I may get 772. That's the Treasure Coast. Or 561, Boca Raton. One or the other. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. How many times can you change your area code? With Sprint, you can change it up to 3 times, I think within 30 days or something like that, for free. So if you're in an unhealthy relationship and you're trying to block out your ex, what should you do? You should change your phone number. You can do it for free. I think with most carriers. If you don't change your phone number, you look in your mirror, because that's who you have to blame for being in an unhealthy relationship. Change your phone number. Don't block them. Change your phone number. I don't care how many business contacts you have in there. Nothing is worth your peace. You can email your business associates and give them a new phone number. I did it. Let me tell you something. I had a lot of business contacts in my old phone number. When I got into a blowout with my father, I didn't want him being able to call my phone and leave a disrespectful message that would hurt my mental well-being. I got to a point with him where I knew the relationship was over. When you know the relationship is over, you totally change your phone number. If you're not willing to do that, you're not ready to go forward. Back live. What's up, Sam? Sunglass emoji. And when I see that sunglass emoji on my laptop, it looks a lot bigger than on my phone, and I like that. Because why? Because I like sunny weather, and I like sunglass emoji. Sailing John says, hello, everyone. Hey, Sam, forward. Palm tree emoji. Do I love palm tree emoji? Hell yeah. Do I love forward? That's my mindset. That's my mindset. Someone gives you a bad email from work, forward. Be a professional, but forward. Someone doesn't encourage you, forward. You overeat, you feel bad about yourself, forward. You failed, forward. Period. Never forget it. Better video. Oh, no, wait, I missed one. Elaine Leon. What's up, buddy? Elaine Leon. What's going on, brother? Love and respect. Thank you for joining. Better Video Tubes, aka Tom. I was thinking about Tom because I was watching one of my old live feeds today, and I was reading the comments because now on every live stream replay, the comments are scrolled on the laptop or on your phone, either one, and that's a magical thing. So you can see what I'm looking at. For the new viewers, I go live every day between 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's how we go forward. So we got Better Video Tools, aka Tom. I told my psychiatrist, oh, this is probably gonna be a joke. I told my psychiatrist that everyone hates me. He told me I was being ridiculous. I haven't met everyone yet. What's a psychiatrist? A psychiatrist is someone that allows you to talk so you can hear your echo. Hearing your echo is how you get your answers. What do you think? Now, certainly a psychiatrist and other medical professionals, they can give you mental tools and resources. That's what inspirational people do, or medical people, whatever. But you have to decide every day, because believe me, there's a difference between leaving a psychiatrist office and having a good session, between leaving a live feed and having an inspirational session, and waking up by yourself. Because every day it takes waking up by yourself and choosing to go forward. Is it easy? No. Do you need the grace of God? Yes, but you have to go forward. Go on, Better Video Tubes. The Leak 1000. Just about ready to move into my Jeep. No job, no prospects for a job, no money, don't want a job. I'm burnt out. I'm tired of being taken advantage of, just ending my relationship. Well, the Leak 1000, one is love and respect to you, and you have to live your life. I'm not going to tell you how to live as long as what you're doing is not hurting anyone. I tell you, go in peace, brother. And I support you as far as I want the best for you. And I understand where you're coming from. The only thing I can say from my experience, because there has been patches in my life that I haven't had a job. If you don't have money coming in, you're not going to be inspired. Now, if you have money saved and if you're able to have your own way of living, then I say God bless. But you have to be very careful, because savings goes fast. And when you don't have money, the pain gets worse. It doesn't get better. But I understand you're in a season of healing, and I speak grace to you, and it's all love and respect. I'm just sharing my journey as well. Sarah, the Leak 1000, sending you love. Yes, I like that. Sending you love and some positive energy. Things will get better. Amen, Sarah, and amen, Leak 1000. My guy, Chris, also a locksmith. Check him out. Hey, Sam, I envy your lifestyle. Thank you, brother. You don't have to answer to anyone but yourself. It's true. No wife, no kids. I love that. Equals extra 10 years in your life. I agree with that. If that's what you want. I do know some people that their dream is to have a family. So I would never steal that dream. And I recognize that we're all different. So some people envy my lifestyle, but I know for a fact that if some people lived my lifestyle for 3 weeks, they would go crazy, and they would turn back to the other life, because I've seen it. You know, if you're ever at a job, watch when people go on vacation for 2 weeks. A lot of those people can't wait to go back to work. A lot of people, if they're alone for 2 weeks straight and they don't have anyone in their life, they get very lonely and they become self-destructive. I know guys who, if they didn't have a girlfriend, they would drink themselves to death. So I do agree, and I'm very honest with you here, that many people do well not to be in a relationship and to be single. But some people need to be in a relationship for their own self-fulfillment. It's the part of their dream. So you have to know, the key to all decisions is knowing yourself well. If you know that you like to spend 99% of your time by yourself, don't have kids, don't get married, and spend that 1% of time, just feeling a little bit of pain and doing something with your extra energy and your extra time. Whether it's start a business, whether it's volunteer, whether it's whatever, masturbate, get it out of your system. I'm serious. You know, I think a lot of times people get lonely mainly because they're horny. I think if you masturbate, you feel, as soon as you're done masturbating and you orgasm, you feel totally different. Try it. If you think I'm lying, try it. Now, some people have a fantasy. They see these Instagram posts. Of two in-shape people laying next to each other, cuddling, saying, oh, relationship goals. That ain't fucking relationship. That's the first 3 weeks. After that, it's fucking torture. They might as well show fucking like, John McCain in an enslavement camp, because that's what it really feels like. I know guys who used to leave the job site and then go into a parking lot, not because they lived in their car, because they needed to spend 2 hours alone before they got home to their wife and kids. And I'm sure women do the same thing. I know women who would be scared to go home with shopping bags, so they would hide them in their car, wait till their husband left, and then hide them in the house. But I know some people that are praying for a second child. They love having children. They love being in a relationship. It's all based on who you are. Knowing yourself is the key to all good decisions. But once you know yourself, don't lie to yourself. Never forget that. Let's see what we got next. Scott, the Leak 2000. Ditto. Sarah, we've all felt that in some way. That's right. We've all felt pain. That's part of humanity. We've all been through that. As someone once told me, this too shall pass. This too shall pass is an old wise tale. It's actually not necessarily from the scriptures. What it's from is an old wise tale. I believe it's from King Solomon. If you Google it, you'll see it. But it wasn't in the Bible itself. It's basically a story that was carried on, that there was a king, a very wise king, thousands of years ago, that he was going through a great time. Like everything was going well for him in his life. But he also during certain times in his life went through very bad times. So he ordered some of the people that were in his kingdom to make me a ring. Make me a ring that will fit on my finger, and then carve in that ring the words, this too shall pass. So that it serves as a reminder that even though things are going good for me now, if at any time things change and things aren't going good, I can look in that ring and I can remind myself that this too shall pass. Life in this world is fleeting. Sometimes when we have the fear of losing things, fear of losing relationships, fear of losing money, fear of losing ourselves, what we're doing is we're holding on too tight. But we don't realize everything is going to pass. Everything is going to pass. You're scared to lose somebody to death in this world? Well, let me give you a harsh reality. We're all going to go in this world. And you cause yourself more mental harm by mind masturbating to the day they will leave or to the day they will die, because it will happen. What should you do? You should embrace the moment. You should live a life of urgency, and you should stay present. You should let go of every sad, negative thought. Is that easy? No, that's a daily discipline. It gets easier as you apply that daily discipline. If you're carefree and you don't have any mental discipline, if you don't take every thought captive, guess what? You have an undisciplined mind. I remember when DMX was on, whatever that lady that was going to fix his life. What was that lady? She claimed she was going to fix everybody's life. Some of her shit was bullshit, but she has some good points. DMX kept asking her, why am I like this? Why can't I get past this addiction? Why can't I get my life together? And she says, you have an undisciplined mind. And DMX didn't say anything, kind of agree with her. Now, she said a lot of other shit I didn't agree with. Now, is it easier for some people to discipline their mind than others? Yes. But you should still have a goal of a disciplined mind, right? You should still aim for the moon, even if you miss, you're amongst the stars. Very powerful. Sarah, Scott, we all need to lift each other up. Well, I agree with that. And then she gave a smiley face emoji. One of many things I love about the group chat and Sam, it's all positivity vibes here. Amen. And if it's not positivity, I block. Why? Because I have boundaries in my life. If I block my own father, I'll certainly block somebody on YouTube. But sometimes you have to block your father. Sometimes you have to block your ex. Sometimes you have to change your number. The only reason this environment is healthy, because that is how I lead the environment. You have to lead your life. You are your own YouTube creator for your life. You think everyone that came in here has been positive? No, there's been some 10% negative. But why does it stay overall positive? Because I'll block the negative. I'll erase their comment. It's my life. I determine, like Gandhi said, I won't let anyone walk through my mind with their dirty feet. Gandhi said, I won't let anyone walk through my mind with their dirty feet. That's the mindset you have to have for your life. You have to block, boundary up, and totally change your number. Without that, you won't have a healthy mind. Without that, you won't have a healthy environment. This is a healthy environment because that's the boundaries that I set. Very important. That's how you live a good life. The Leak 1000. I've been looking at going mobile for years, so this isn't new. I've also lived minimal lifestyle for several years. Tried home ownership, apartment, living in a trailer, and now I enjoy the low stress. Yes. Minimalism has been... Oh, the comments are back on my phone. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. I didn't feel right with the comments not on my phone. I must have to reboot my phone. Praise the Lord. All right, now I get into it. Minimalism. Minimalism has been a huge mental blessing in my life. Sarah asked me a great question. Do you really save if you live out of your car? Do you save money? The answer is yes, you can. Obviously, you have to have some discipline and some goals and some structure. But the key thing for me is the lifestyle, the lack of mental burdens. I would fear in my mind my water heater going bad. Did it go bad? Yeah. I would fear in my mind, or I would hate having my mindset. I got to clean my dryer vent every year. I got to send that documentation to my homeowners association. It's a pain in the ass. I have to go to the grocery store. I have to not only pick up groceries, I have to pick up cleaning products. I have to pick up tile cleaner. I have to pick up floor cleaner. I have to pick up the little fucking disc that you put in the toilet bowl so you don't get water stains on your toilet bowl. I hate all that shit. It's a mental burden. I don't want that. I had that. I don't want that. For me, less is more. My creativity is better. I go to work. I'm not uptight. I see people that are uptight because I know why. Because I've been there. You have a lot of burdens on your mind. And the less you can live without, the better quality life you'll live, in my opinion. But you should do what you want. If you're in a season of your life where you want to acquire things, I'm not against that because I did that. I can't judge you. But I do totally believe minimalism will help your mental health. Will it change your entire life? Not necessarily if you don't change your foundation. You have to do mind, body, and soul. But I believe it's a huge component of a better quality life. So that's my opinion. Thank you. I love that I got my comments back on my phone. Damn it, I'm happy. See, it only takes a little bit to make me happy. Praise the Lord. I'm very happy now. Let me go back to some comments. Now I can read, but I feel better. Sarah. I always tell Sam he's my nomad Yoda. Haha. Now, back in the day, thank you, Sarah. Back in the day, I would resent that comment. The last girl that I got with, most girls look at me like this inspirational, I'm their psychiatrist friend. I had became resentful of that in my older years because I said, look, I also want to be the guy that gets sex and doesn't have to deal with all your emotional burdens. So believe me, there's certain women that because I'm, I have good energy, I'm a good guy, I'm a compassionate guy, I have some wisdom by the grace of God, they want to use me sometimes for just my emotional insight. And I have learned that if I don't want to, I say no. Certainly, if I want to share with somebody, I'll share. But I am not obligated to fix everyone else's problem. That's a huge blessing in your life. Never forget that. I don't care if you are very insightful. Share your gift. But if that sharing, or if you being their free psychiatrist, if it doesn't put you in a healthy place, totally walk away from them. And that's helped me. But I've only learned that through failure. You have to fail. Part of success is failing. You can't fear failure. You're going to fail. And that's good that you fail because then you'll be better as you go forward. But I embrace that comment now, and I can see it through mature eyes. Because a lot of times, especially from a man's perspective now I'm speaking, if you have an attractive woman, and she looks at you like her best friend, or she looks at you at like a Yoda or whatever, you get put in a friend zone. And, for me, even if I didn't want a relationship, I wanted to always win the relationship. And that's a bad mindset too, that I had to mature. Immature mindset is you want to win. You want to make that person fall in love. Don't do that. That's your fault. And I played the game, and it takes two to tango. A lot of times, people try to get me like I'm the just judge. And I'm pretty just. I'm a pretty fair guy. A lot of times, people come to me with their complaints, and they want me to rule in their favor. And I said, whoa, I'll listen, I'll give you my opinion. But I have to listen to both sides. And what I found is when I've listened to both sides, is in most cases, it takes two to tango. 99% of conflict is two assholes that lock heads. Never forget that. It takes two to tango. You don't just get in an unhealthy relationship without knowing who you're dealing with. You don't just get with somebody that 5 years later, they turned around and they totally destroyed your life. You knew when you met them what type of character you were dealing with. So don't neglect personal accountability. Very rare that someone totally deceived you and you never saw it coming. Very rare. Very rare. Be careful. Don't try to get me to rule in your favor if it's not true. I'm not going to say it. Dalik, 1000. I've also lived in 714. Nice to have some rain finally. Which 714? Is that by San Diego? Yeah, I'll put on my hat. Praise the Lord. Yeah, I'm feeling good tonight. This is a good flow. We lost a little bit when I had lost the comments, put the comments back on my phone. DK 1000. Are you in Orange County too? Oh, that's Orange County. Is that by, how far is that from San Diego? I'm not familiar with California. The leak, yes, in Garden Grove. Now, I don't know California. I know Florida. Tell me a part of Florida. I guarantee I know where it is. Sarah, Sam, it's raining here. In other words, everyone's freaking out. Yeah, Tony must be going crazy because he said it never rains in Southern California. I'm going crazy. Mer Scott, Sarah, thank you. This is a positive atmosphere. Thanks to everyone. Mer Scott, love and respect. Capstar. Oh, yeah, that's her name. I ain't going to say it right because I'm bad at pronouncing names. I'm bad at spelling. But, dang, I can't pronounce that. But I know exactly who you're saying what. Thank you, Capstar. Yes, that's her name. I remember from the first name. I didn't like when she told DMX's son that, like, she was right to tell DMX's son that you have to have boundaries. But she wasn't right when, DMX was being honest. He's like, look, I'll probably never break this addiction. Now, if his son wanted to not deal with that, that's fine. But I felt like that's where she went wrong. When she really tried to push DMX's son, like, she went too far. But a lot of things she was right on. That was really like the only one of her things I watched, but because I love DMX. DMX is very positive. Now, I know he struggles with drugs, but still has been a blessing in my life. He's lost his voice now. Very sad to hear him on an interview. But some of his albums have helped me more than some churches. Some of DMX's albums, especially the prayers, but all that, you know that brother was touched by the Lord. Also, he fought, the demons, and demons got most of his life as far as the drug addiction, but God still used him, and I'm very thankful for him. Never forget that DMX helped me more than some pastors. I told you the story. I was a youth leader one time, and I wanted to play DMX, instead of Yolanda Adams, and they didn't want to hear that, and got me very upset. I ain't gonna talk about that. I'm gonna really love that. Jesus, what's the down for living in the car? What's the down for living in a car? The downside? I'm going to assume that's what you mean, Jesus. The downside is constant movement. The downside is you don't have a safe, secure place to go every night. You'll have a routine, but you have to keep moving. You may have 3 areas that you can go to, but you have to rotate. You can't go to the same exact place in the same exact spot every night. For some people, that's a downside. The downside is you get a foot of snow, you live in the Northeast, and you got to deal with it. The downside is in the summer, even if you live in the Northeast, it could be 100 degrees and it's hot as hell. A little bit of inconvenience, a little bit of variables. There's not a consistent every day, this is what you do. But that plays to my strengths because I don't like every day, same exact thing. But some days it's inconvenient. When you get sick, but again, when you live in your car, your greatest asset is your flexibility. So use it. Use it to mitigate the downside. The downside is if you get sick or if it gets very cold or very hot, now you have extra money, then you can get a hotel room. Have I stayed in a hotel room or family's house? Probably about 5 times during the course of the year. So let's just say out of 365 days of the year, the amount of times I spent in a hotel or a family member's or friend's house, 10 to 15 days. So less than 10% of the year I've spent, in a hotel or friends or family house. Now, I've gotten many offers for people to say, Sam, you can sleep in my driveway, or Sam, come to my house, spend a night. Definitely when I go to Florida, because I got a lot of, friends down there. They've offered that. I'm very thankful for that. But it's just, I like to be alone. So that's just who I am. It plays to my strength. Some people don't like to be alone. So again, it all matters of how you feel and how you like to live. Good question, though. I'm just rolling down my window. Excuse me, guys. Praise the Lord. Big Dirty Logistics. Sam, how's it going? You still in New Jersey? Yep. Or are you headed down to the Promised Land? Yes, thank you, Big Logistics. I am headed down to the Promised Land, I believe, next week. So, I have to do some more things for work, but the plan is we shall go to the land of plentiful honey, berries, and girls who are in yoga pants, but not even yoga pants, bikinis. Why? Because I'm going down to Florida, South Florida specifically. I can't wait. Very inspired. Thank you, Big Dirty Logistics. Academia from Spain. What's going on, brother? Just saw a documentary about being a minimalist. It's amazing how much happier you can feel having less. Been a blessing in my life. I have not met a person who has regretted downsizing. I have met people that have downsized and acquired some things to make their setup on a smaller scale. But I've never, in my experience, I'm sure there may be people out there, but I have never saw someone after they've completed their downsizing, even if they acquired some things like in a tiny house or something or RV, I've never seen them regret it. Never. Net, it's always been a net win. Yes, there'll be some negatives. Yes, there'll be some changing and evolving as you go. That's what I mean. You may have to acquire and change some things to figure out what works for you. But overall, it's been a net win for people. Sarah, 714 is often used as a reference to Orange County, California. It's the area code. Is that by San Diego, Sarah? Deleek 1000. Orange County is about 45 minutes south of LA. San Diego OC is about another 2 to 4 hours depending traffic. Okay, at one time I was looking at a job opportunity in Burbank, California. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. I don't know if that's by there. AJ, Sam, I'd rather listen to you when I'm workout than workout music. And then he gave the music emoji. AJ, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, brother. I pray nothing but the best for you, AJ, and I thank you for every uplifting comment. Thank you, brother. The Leak 1000. I've lived in Australia for over 10 years. Love and respect to Australia. Almost got into living in a mobile life, but it's harder to do over there. Debating if I should move back. Yeah, we used to have a great viewer in here called the Greater Deb. She was also from Australia. Now, I think in Australia it gets very hot, right? You have long summers. I'm not familiar with the climate in Australia. Do you get a winter or is it a mild winter? Or I'm not sure, so I don't want to misspeak. But certainly environment matters, but a lot of people told me in the beginning of my nomadic journey that Sam, look, some people that know me and some people that I just met on YouTube, they said, there's no way you're going to be able to live in your car while you live in the Northeast, while you live in New Jersey. The winters are too tough. There's no way. I spent 2 winters in my car. You can do it. So again, there may be some nights you have to do a hotel, some nights you have to go to a friend's or family member's house, but you can do it. And a lot of people tell me the same thing. There's no way you're going to be able to spend a summer in Florida. So people are always going to tell you what you can or can't do. And, they may make some valid points. Believe me, in January when it was negative below in New Jersey, not too many people could have done it. But I want to do it. I have a passion to do it. I'll figure out a way to do it. So that's what it comes down to. If you're like kind of unsure if you want to do it, then I would say don't do it. Now, certainly you're going to have doubts, right? So I'm not trying to say that you'll only do something new if you're completely sure of it. You're never going to be completely sure. There's never going to be perfect conditions. You have to do it and refine it as you go. But overall, if inside your belly you can't rest until you do it, then you should do it. Because you have a passion for it. And that's how you live an inspired life. How you live a resentful life is you just stick with the status quo because changing is uncomfortable. Changing is inconvenient. You have to change your license. You have to sell stuff. You don't want to deal with that. That's how you live a resentful life. That's how you wake up at 75 years old. You're too old. You don't have enough energy to downsize your life, and you're going to put that burden on your kids. I was talking to somebody today, and this brother was like 66, and he was saying he rented an apartment, and he said, he's finally got enough for a down payment. He rented most of he owned a house, but he got caught in a financial crisis. He lost a bunch of money. But he was saying finally he got back on his feet. He's 66. He was going to buy a house and leave it to his kids because he felt like if they bought the house, like that would help the kids. And I said, let me tell you something from someone who has seen that in my life. When you leave property to your kids, if you have more than one kids, it's not a blessing, it's a burden. Because if you have more than one kids, the first thing they're going to want to do with that house is sell it. Or one sibling's going to want to sell it, the other one's not. And all you do is place a burden on your kids. What your children need is liquid assets. The last thing they need to do is fight over a property, let it go into a estate sale, and spend 2 years bickering and arguing about getting the house ready. And then when you get the house ready for sale, then it's like, well, as you're getting the house ready for sale, if you're a child and your parents leave you a piece of property, who pays for the furnace if the furnace goes out? Who pays for repairs to upkeep the house? Who pays for utilities until that house is sold? Now, look, again, it's a blessing if your parents leave you with anything. So take what I'm saying in context. Again, my family would have been in poverty when my mom got divorced from my father if her father didn't leave her an inheritance. So, and that was in the form mainly of property. So I want to be very clear. Look, you're blessed if you have parents that leave you some type of an inheritance, whether it's property or not. But what I can also say is I saw my mom and her sisters, even though they love each other, they fought for like 3 to 4 years after my grandfather died because he had like multi-family properties, like a couple in a little community, and they all fought about how do they dissolve them, how do they which sister gets which one. It was a disaster. They all love each other and everything like that, but it's just contentious when you add family members and money. I made that mistake in my life too. So in my opinion, if you don't trust yourself or don't trust your children with all that money at once, then put a trust fund together where they would get like $1,000 a month or something like that. But that's just off the topic, but that's just something that came to my mind as you were sharing it. Sarah, Burbank is about 45 miles from Orange County. Okay, well, maybe I should. Nah, I wouldn't. I mean, I looked at it on the map, but I wasn't ready to go over there. But that's good to know, Sarah. Thank you. A lot of job opportunities in the technology field in California. A lot. High cost of living, but that's why a lot of jobs. But I don't have a desire to go there yet too, because I like Florida. I mean, I like flat land. But I have a lot of respect and love for California as far as just because I show love and respect. But I mean, California has a lot to offer. Let's say it like that. It does. I mean, you can't deny that. Does it have downside? Everything has downside, right? That's what I've learned in life, right? There's no perfect state. Florida has hurricanes. Florida has a rainy season. There's no perfect state. There's no perfect person. But what is best is what plays most to your strengths. You should end up in a state, at least as your home base, as whatever that environment plays best to your strengths. Now, obviously, living mobile, if you could travel with the weather and keep things interesting, then that's a blessing. And that's what I kind of like. Because I like a little bit of change of variety of things. I like that my mind can see different things. That's inspiring to me. Traveling is inspiring to me. A certain level, how I like to do it. Flying is not inspiring to me. I don't like to go international at this point. But just driving from New Jersey to Florida on I-95, listening to my music, listening to The Weeknd, got my music on, put my sunroof down. I love that. I get very inspired. Now coming back up north, not inspired. So I don't know. We'll see. Deleek 1000. Australia is a large place, different climate in different parts. I lived in Perth, West Coast, and it got stupid hot and stupid cold. That's interesting. I got to do more research on Australia. It's a very intriguing continent, country. I got to take a look at that. AJ, nuclear war is coming. Hey, it may come. AJ, the box of Tootsie Rolls. AJ, give the hands up emoji. AJ, way to make us laugh, brother. I love AJ. Love and respect to you, brother. Deleek 1000. I feel like I have two homes or no place to call home. It's weird. My friends are there. My family is here. I'm mid-30s, no kids, and soon no phone as I get too much spam calls. Haha. All I can say is you have to live your own life. You can't live your life based on your friends or your family. If you do, you'll be resentful. Now, certainly, I'm very mindful of what I do as far as making sure I still have a connection to people that I value, that I'm able to spend quality time. But where I failed in the past is I centered my life around other people, and that made them unhappy and it made me unhappy. Never center your life around anyone, whether it's your lover, whether it's your parents, whoever. If you want to allow people in your life and you want to have serious relationships, nothing wrong with that. But the center of your universe has to be based on knowing yourself well and not planning your day around others, but planning your day around what you need to do to keep yourself in a healthy space. Once you do that, you'll make better decisions. Urbanite. Hey, brother, what's going on? Looks like I missed a lot. Have to watch the upload. Thank you, brother. Urbanite, good to see you. Love and respect and peace and grace to you. Wanderous soul. Oh my gosh, Deleek. I just changed my phone number because all the spam calls. Tell them you want a recycle number, not a new one. Well, that's a good comment. When should you change your phone? When you have to break it off with an ex or when you have an argument with a family member. The last thing you need to do is have a nasty message left on your phone or a text message that's going to hurt your mental well-being. Now, I know you guys are talking about spam. That's certainly something to consider too. But I'm serious when I say change your number if you need to break away from somebody. Very important. Urbanite. I don't get any spam messages, and I've given out my phone number on my channel. I'm not mad at that. Yeah, I mean, everyone has a different life experience. So, and that's the interesting part about life. So, love and respect to that. AJ, Wandering Soul, what's the difference? Yeah, well, I guess a recycled one. I mean, I guess everything's recycled. Is that the phone number was once assigned to someone else and then they reassigned to you? Maybe a new one is one that was never issued to anyone else. That's what I would think. Wandering Soul, recycle used to belong to someone else, so you may get 1 or 2 calls. Entirely new numbers are spam because their prepaid sells them. That's interesting to know. I plan on changing my phone number soon to a Florida area code. We'll see, one step at a time. But it's been a blessing tonight. And I thank you, everyone, for leaving a comment. I thank people who just watch behind the scenes. But I really thank people who add to the live chat by joining it and writing a comment. Why? Because we do better when we share. And I'll make sure that it's a healthy environment. I'm going to have fun doing it. I'm not going, you know what I'm saying? But I thank you, because it takes a lot of guts to write a comment. And I've been on the other end of that. I mean, I've joined live feeds, especially in my beginning YouTube in the beginning of my YouTube journey, I would leave a comment on somebody's page, and even if they would answer it, I didn't feel like they focused enough attention on me, and that hurt me. So you matter. Your comments matter. I appreciate them, and I want you to know that. I want you to know it always matters. It always matters. I'm very thankful for these live feeds. I think that they're a blessing to me. First, they're a blessing to hopefully others, and they're a blessing to even people who watch them on the replay. I have got comments that even people who catch them the next day or 6 months later, they say something positive. Does that matter? Hell yeah, that matters. I mean, that's a blessing. It's a blessing when you can live a healthy life, and then when that blessing, your health, can overflow to other people. So, peace and love. I thank you. It means a lot to me, and I'm very grateful. As Mer Scott says, yes, subscribers going up, and I appreciate that. But what I'm appreciative of the subscribers going up. But for me, what's really been an encouragement is the engagement with the audience, right? Because I see people that have 10,000 subscribers, but their video may only get 100 views, and there's no connection with their audience. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's how they want to live. I'm not going to, but I can tell, even with 1,000+ subscribers, there's a base that's built up that has a genuine connection. And to me, that's powerful. And even more, because the subscribers, how that works is if you upload pretty much consistently, I mean, you're pretty much going to get subscribers, because you will go into an algorithm, etc. Now, you have to have a certain amount of content to make it interesting. But if you upload on a daily basis, you will get subscribers. But if that's your goal, then it doesn't matter how many subscribers you get. There's no genuine content there, in my opinion. The real measure is the consistent views and the consistent interaction and bond of really sharing on deep level stuff and knowing each other. Everything else is a little bit of a game. Is YouTube a little bit of a game? For everyone, it is, sure. But, I mean, you can tell the difference between bullshit and not bullshit. So, you have to figure it out for yourself. But I want to tell that to anyone, too, who's ever interested in having their own channel. Subscribers are a metric, but they're not the most important. The most important is viewership and your interaction with the comments, and obviously if you can interact with your live feed. Because that's how you build relationships. And does that matter? Hell yeah, that matters. I mean, it matters for me. It adds value to my life, and other people have told me it's add value to them, and that's encouraging to me. So something to make a mental note of if you ever get into that journey. Too bad we couldn't invest in you. Well, you did invest in me. Mer Scott says, too bad we couldn't invest in you. You did invest in me. By you leaving a comment tonight, that's an investment in me. And, you get a payback by hopefully being better, and we all benefit, Merce, from you. So I'm thankful for you, and God will bless you. You know what I'm saying? God will bless you. I believe that. Look, I'm not an overly religious person. I don't force my will on other people. But I believe if you overall do things for the right reasons, God will bless you. There's a scripture that says there's 2 reasons why you don't get things. 1 is because you're jealous of others, and 2 is because even when you do things, you have the wrong motives. If you leave a comment, if you do a channel, if you do a video for the right motives and for the right reasons, and you're not out of jealousy, God will bless you. If you write a comment on some real shit, God will bless you. I believe that. It doesn't matter if it comes from YouTube or whatever. It's God will bless you one way or another. That's how I live my life, and that's been true. I can't answer every ill in the world, but I can say that from my testimony. Thank you, Merce. Urban Knight, me too. Peace and love. Marco, add yourself and everyone love. Do not call registry. Deleek 1000. You're doing great, Sam. Sunglass emoji. Thank you, Deleek. Love and respect, man. And keep going forward, brother. Keep going forward. Urbanite. I couldn't agree with you more. That's one of the reasons why I try to keep my subscriber base down. Well, I'm not saying you should do that. I think you should always go forward. But again, it's about the motives and about never playing to the crowd. Play to yourself. When you, sometimes like it's easy. Like when you do public speaking and when you do a channel, I mean, sometimes I fail, but I always evaluate. You have to just speak from a pure place inside you. The minute you start to look at how many thumbs up have I got, how many views I got, if that's all you focus on, it's like, then you're playing to your insecurities. You have to just focus on what's my message, what do I want to share, and then when in doubt, be yourself. When in doubt, be yourself. Yes, you have to sell yourself. Now, look, I got to be honest with you guys. In a job, applying to a job or doing a YouTube channel or whatever, you have to sell yourself. You have to present yourself. I mean, but you can't oversell yourself. That's the thing. Like, I hear sometimes people try to oversell themselves, but then I hear sometimes people sell themselves short. You should say, look, I have a goal of subscribing. If you want to subscribe, hit the red thing, hit the bell notification, thumbs up, that's fine. But there's some people that's all they focus on, and that's an oversell. So it's a tough balance. We're always fighting for balance. But never be ashamed to say what you want and what you're trying to accomplish. Even if it is just building up your subscribers, even if it's just ad revenue, nothing wrong. If you have something to offer, people will check in. The thing I have a problem with is people who solely do it, just for the money manipulation. There's nothing wrong with doing it for money. That's a driver for me too. I don't get any money from it, but money plays a part in every decision. Let's not lie to each other, okay? But I think like anything in life, whether it's a straight business transaction, I have my own business, an electrical contracting business. What I can tell you is a lot of business I got was because I dealt with people fair and honestly. No one's ever perfect, but I would deal with my customers the same way I deal with my YouTube subscribers. Is I would always have a direct and honest conversation with them. And I said, look, this is what I would charge for this. If you don't feel comfortable with that, I'm okay if you go with another contractor. I don't want to manipulate you. And I never tried to deceive people. It's the same thing with you guys. I always say, if at some point you want to leave the live chat, you should leave. If at some point I don't inspire you or you're not with me, you should unsubscribe. It's like, you have to just say, this is what you're trying to accomplish. You have to present yourself, and then you have to give people the freedom to decide. I don't like when I see manipulation, when people stop being themselves to pander to the crowd, and when people donate to channels or whatever just so they have control in the situation. I've seen people donate to channels and donate to churches, not because they sincerely love the mission, but because they want equity in how decisions are made. They want power in how decisions are made. They want attention. They want acknowledgement. Because I just donated $20 to your channel, because I just gave a $5,000 donation to your church, I want more attention. I want more say. I want more power. That's totally wrong. There's no blessing in that. And obviously there's no blessing for a person who takes that and then panders. So these are my thoughts on that. You have to be direct. Money's part of life, but there's a way to have a goal to be in financially better shape and to do things to make money off, to monetize off, but you can also do that and be sincere. You have to always check yourself. That's a constant battle. And then he says, the more subscribers you have, the more drama you have to weed through, unfortunately. Well, I definitely agree with, if you don't prune your tree as it grows, it will grow unhealthy. There's been plenty of people, probably way over 100, probably at this point, probably close to 200-300 that I've blocked. So it actually, and some of them, obviously if somebody comes in here and they just curse me out, then I automatically block. Or they just say something disrespectful to other people, I block. But as soon as I see a level of that this isn't going to be a healthy relationship for me or them, I block. Now, sometimes that doesn't help me, because then I'll lose a subscriber, then I'll lose a viewer. Sometimes, it's better if you just let certain stuff slide. But you have to prune the tree. It's just like your real life. There's some relationships that you don't play around with. It may be nice to get a text from them at night so you can feel good about yourself, but the other 5 days of the week, are you struggling in being in an unhealthy relationship? Do you like them more than they like you? And so you put up with all that unhealthiness just for a text once in a while to feel good about yourself. Same, you have to prune the tree. That's what Jesus said. He said, a tree can't grow healthy. You have to prune it. So Whether it's with subscribers or in your real life, be very mindful of that. Delete 1000. Excuse me. Let me take a hydration break. I know going a little bit of overtime, but we're just in a free-flowing spirit. I mean, I'm in no rush tonight. I got off for the next couple days, so I'm going to be thankful for that. Delete 1000. I wonder if you can live without a phone. I wouldn't want to, but I'm sure you could. Want to reach me, email me. Well, I wouldn't want that. I mean, I use my phone for email and everything. The funny thing about this is I've worked in IT for 15 years. How ironic is that? Very ironic. Because, I mean, I work in IT now. I mean, it doesn't even, at this point in society, we're in a technology era. It doesn't even matter if you work at Lowe's. I mean, if you don't have email, if you don't have phone, if you don't have text, I think you make yourself less marketable. I think you put yourself in higher safety risk, because if you have to call 911 or if you have to call the ambulance and you don't have a phone, I think you put yourself at higher safety risk. I think you make yourself less employable. I mean, I wouldn't hire someone that didn't have a phone. And I think you isolate yourself. I mean, how would you have any entertainment? But that's my opinion. You should do whatever you want. That's just my opinion. Urban Night. That's how healthy relationships should be. Amen. You got to prune the tree. Great night, man. Great comments. Powerful sharing. Again, I thank you guys. We're going to go forward, and we're going to take life one day at a time. Take care of your mental health. Try to take care of your physical health. Eat more plants. Drink more water. Go for a walk daily. Let go of negative thoughts. And be yourself. When in doubt, be yourself. And the right people will gravitate towards that. The wrong people you will lose. But let me tell you something. To go forward in life, sometimes you have to lose some people. Not everyone is meant to go forward with you on a journey. All right? Stay inspired and go in peace.